Hello everyone, I'm back to talk about some recent updates to the leveling experience in Shadowlands. In this video, I'll be talking about the recent developer update, the leveling experience for your main character, and the alt leveling experience. First off, the developer update. In this video, I will mainly go in depth about the leveling experience itself, so I won't really address the other parts of the developer update. However, I feel it's important to say that while I do not agree with a lot of things that Ian said, the increase in the level and especially the detail of the communication from the dev team is a really positive trend, and I hope that that'll continue. So for the alt leveling experience, Ian basically introduced the Fate Scribe, an NPC that, for your alts, basically allows you a choice between replaying the narrative arc, so traditional leveling, or following the threads of fate. And these threads of fate basically allow you to kind of skip the leveling in a way, and to go to end game content immediately. So you can immediately start world quests, bonus objectives, and zone-wide objectives. So in addition to these objectives and world quests, you can also do the normal side quests that would have existed when leveling normally. Now, conceptually, this is a really nice change, as it basically allows you to work on endgame goals before hitting 60 on your alts. The key thing that it allows you to do is to basically start your renown catch-up on alts before they hit level 60. And that allows you to basically catch up on your covenant before hitting 60 on that character. However, practically there are quite a few problems with the system as it's implemented right now, and I think it can also be improved further. However, before we talk about the alt leveling experience, we really need to talk about leveling your main once again. And in this section, I just wanted to give you a brief update on my last video here. With the changes to leveling, I was hoping that Blizzard would have addressed the massive issue where you won't hit max level by simply completing the main storyline. As of today, the 13th of September, this is still a problem. For almost 2 months, this has been a problem, and if anything, Blizzard actually made it worse. In my latest playthrough, I suddenly couldn't accept the follow-up during the main campaign in Ardenweald because I was not level 56. In the previous patch, this wasn't a problem, and you can see that here in this clip. Similarly, I finished the Revamped zone and was unable to start the last stage, the scenario, because it requires level 60, while I'm 57. Multiple people, as you can see in the general chat, were complaining about this as well. In my thread on the Blizzard forums, multiple people are reporting this problem, even when they're playing with War Mode. This is a huge issue that has been present since early July and has not been fixed. If you can, please go and post in the Blizzard forum thread to draw more attention to this particular issue so that we don't have to deal with this in launch. I don't think anyone wants to suddenly be stuck in the main story, then find that they either have to go grind mobs, find some side quests to do, or do dungeons. Now, in this next section, I want to talk about the alt leveling experience. When you arrive in Oribos after completing the maw on your alt, you can go and find the Fate Scribe. As you can see here, it's currently not really well indicated where he is, but it's in this location. As I mentioned, the Fate Scribe gives you two options: the Threads of Fate or replay the storyline. When you choose the Threads of Fate option, it basically allows you to start endgame progression on your alt before reaching level 60. The main benefit of this is, as I said before, that you'll be able to start earning renown for your chosen covenant. Now on the beta this is currently bugged and you're unable to accept these quests that allow you to get renown. But it's clear from the developer update that that was the intention. And actually this used to work already in previous beta builds, it was just not through the Fate Scribe. Now, You really need to watch out when making this choice because it cannot be undone. And this is really important to mention because if you're planning to level your alt in one sitting, this way of leveling gives far less XP than doing the entire story. This is due to the nature of there being far fewer world quests, side quests, and objectives up at one point in time. So if you want to level in one sitting, you should kind of combine the two methods of leveling. And I'll finish this video with talking about that. Now, to give some more detail about these threads of fate, after choosing them, you will now have a zone-wide objective in each zone. For example, aid the Venthyr in Revendreth. This is basically a progress bar that you can fill up by completing world quests, side quests, objectives, killing rares, looting treasures, and doing dungeons. This was described as a lucrative objective, but currently did not even reward XP in the Revendreth zone. In the Bastion zone, this lucrative objective yielded 10k XP, which is less than a normal bonus objective. Additionally, some world quests give bonus XP, and that's about half a bar when you complete that world quest. Now, how much percentage does each activity yield as progress? I've tested this on the beta, and side quests yield 2%, wanted quests yield 4%, world quests yield 6%, and objectives yield 10%. While all quests are visible on the map, objectives are not, and you discover them by going into that particular area. I think this is something that can be improved upon, and they should really be visible on the map the entire time so that players know they can go there to do this objective. Completing a dungeon gave 20% progress overall, and this was awarded at intervals during the dungeon, not just at the final completion. So, if you wanted to, you could do 5 dungeons to complete this zone-wide objective. Doing an entire zone to 100%, which I did via 1 dungeon, 3 objectives, some world and side quests, gave me 1 level and 5 bars in total. Thus, doing the zone-wide objective in each zone will not be sufficient to reach max level. So I would really advise you, for your alts, if you would like to level your character in one sitting, you should replay the first 2 zones in the story, Bastion and Maldraxxus, and after that you can go back to the Fate Scribe in Oribos and do the final 5 levels using this alternative. Now, if you don't care about doing it in one sitting and you just want to have some alts sitting there where you do the weekly renown quests, then that's another way of very slowly leveling your alts. Finally, as mentioned in more detail in my previous video, I really feel that it would be beneficial to allow alts access to Torghast and your chosen Covenant campaign. This would make the leveling experience using the Fate Scribe less monotonous, and I think the ability to level through Torghast would really set the expansion apart. After all, it's one of the main advertised features for Shadowlands. And if they would do that, this would really give us more unique options to level our characters, and I think it would really set apart the expansion from every other expansion. I'll be posting videos on speed leveling and items that will be really useful for leveling in Shadowlands, so if you're interested in this, please subscribe to the channel and see you soon. Thank you for watching.